Uh, okay, five, four, three, two, one. Hey, everybody. Here we are. We did miss last week, but welcome to Mike's Garage. 9 o'clock on a beautiful Saturday night. I'm surprised we could still work here in the garage. It was a little chilly the last couple times. But here we are. Just got a plain old t-shirt on. Looking forward to a nice warm evening. It's supposed to rain though tomorrow. That's not good. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to the new subscribers. It's always good to have new subscribers. We're charging right along. We're almost at 800. We've got to keep pushing. We've got to get to 1,000. You know how that works. So if you know anybody that would like to come on the show here in Western PA, let me know what your talents are. We'll bring you on the show. We're trying something new here. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to have a giveaway. When you see the Mike's Garage logo at the beginning of the show, we're going to get t-shirts made. And we're going to put all the subscribers into a drawing. And we're going to mail the subscriber that wins. We're going to mail them the sweatshirt. It's free. It's a prize. So we want to get more subscribers. So anybody that wants it, make sure you stay on the subscription list. There's a way to do that, and we're going to have a drawing and a spin wheel and everything. So it ought to be a lot of fun. So welcome to the new subscribers. Appreciate you hanging in there. We have some comments, and we took the top 5 comments, and I'm going to do that at the end of the show. We did that last week, and that was really cool. We had a good time with that. So let's and you know what? We got a new microphone. I want to apologize for that. I got a lot of background noise and some fans running. There's a radon fan running up in the corner there. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but we're going to try to do something with that. Maybe we could shut that off during the show. So we'll try to work that out. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to work in the garage anyway. We might have to move down to the studio, and we'll go from there. So send in your comments. We're going to try to pick the 5 best comments and questions that you have, and at the end of each show, we're going to go ahead and answer the comments. So it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll keep working at that. Okay. Hey, I picked up a new gig. It's an HOA management company. RJ is the name of it, And if you know anybody that's in an HOA that they're having a hard time managing the whole thing, give RJ a call. They're on the internet, RJ Community Management. Give them a call. Hey, ask for me. And tell them you want to have a meeting and see what the product is that you offer. Okay? Love to talk to you. You know, we do the budget. We get it as involved as you want to get. You know, we can run the budget. We can run the repairs. We can run the lawn and the snow removal and get all those things taken care of for you. So it's pretty neat. I like it. It's cool. So HOA Management Company, RJ Community Management, give us a call. Thanks. That's a free plug, by the way. Okay, beautiful day here in Western Pennsylvania. Got a lot of yard work done. They're coming. They're coming next week. Well, starting on Monday. They're going to come Monday through Friday next week. They come around. The township comes around with a chipper, and any branches that you have, any trees or something. I think it's up to 6 inches in diameter. So if you have a smaller tree, you can cut it down, put it out at the curb, and they're going to come around. And they have 2 or 3 guys on the truck, and they grind everything up for you and take it away. It's really nice to have. I wish they would come and take the leaves, too. What a mess with the leaves, trying to get those all done. I keep thinking about bagging them and getting those big brown bags over at Home Depot or Lowe's. I think they sell them. And then the township will come and take those. So a lot of leaves. So grind them up, throw them in the corner of the yard, let them rot. Sometimes they use it for compost. That works pretty good. Okay, did some shopping today. I guess I must have went to Target 4 times today. It was crazy. Got a new ride, a different car. Working on that, cleaned that all up. I'm going to do some videos on that. 2006 Mercedes. It has a 6-cylinder turbo diesel. Really nice car. Has about 200,000 miles on it. And I've been driving it around the last couple of weeks. It's got a lot of pep. It's in good shape, really. Rides pretty good. So I'm going to be doing some videos on that. It took me a while to figure out how to set the clock. It actually has a standard clock. It's not digital. And it's pretty accurate. So that'll be fun. And you know what? Tonight is daylight savings time. We fall back an hour, you know, and that's fine. I mean, I really don't have any problem with it because it's Sunday, you just sleep a little later, and Monday you get into the routine of it. So it works out for me. But they keep talking about making it permanent. So I don't know whether it would be you fall back and we make that permanent. So it's light in the morning but dark when you come home. Or they keep it the way it is. You go to work in the dark and it's light when you come home. So I don't know what the difference is. I think I'm not even sure why they started it originally. They started it so the children wouldn't be waiting at the school buses in the morning in the dark. Does that make sense? If anybody knows, give me a comment. Love to hear from you. And see why did it start? I don't know. Hey, keep talking about making it permanent. Maybe they will one of these days. Since I can remember being a little kid, this was a long time ago, they've been talking about trying to do that. Make it, I don't know how it would affect us with the rest of the world. I mean, some of the states don't do daylight savings time, so they have nothing to fall back on. And so what happens with the ones that do that and don't do that? Here's somebody in the studio there. Somebody walking around. Okay, a little distraction, sorry. But so let's see what happens with that. The other thing that's coming up this week is you got to vote. There's all kinds of rallies here in Western Pennsylvania. If you've been following the Senate race and all the other races that are going on around the country, Obama's flying around, Biden's flying around, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, he's out again. I think he's here tonight, 7 o'clock. He had a rally. And I don't know if anybody televises that anymore. I think Newsmax or one of those stations carry all his. And I think it streams too, so you can watch it on streaming. What's his thing? Truth Social is his channel, I guess. I don't know, but he's out there. Everybody's doing that, so I really don't care who you vote for. I'm not trying to promote one candidate over another. Just vote. We got to have a good turnout and may the best person win. Okay. I'm just so tired of the lies being told on TV on both sides about the other candidate. Really gets old pretty quick. There should be some rules about that. You should be able to get on there and tell everybody what you stand for, what your background is, and what you're going to do, and it better be truthful. And the other candidate can't call you out on it. That's the news media is supposed to call you out if you're not being truthful. The other candidate should do the same thing. Here's who I am, here's my background, here's what I stand for, here's some of the things I've accomplished over the years, and this is what I'm going to do if you elect me. End of story. I don't want to hear about the other candidate did that, the other candidate, beat a child when he was 4. It's crazy. And I don't even know if it's true or not, but it's just ugly. So, let's get back to some good politics, if you want to call it that, if there's ever such a thing. I don't know why they spend so much money to get a $100,000 job. You could be a plumber and make $100,000. Why do you want to go be in the Senate and make $125,000? I don't know. You get power. All these guys wind up rich after the end. All of them. Believe me. All of them wind up rich. I don't know that any... I can't remember if any Republicans got a book deal. I know the Democrats been getting a book deal. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they will one of these times. Trump should get a book deal. All right, let's see. I just heard again about the Ukraine war. That is apparently Russia is building army and equipment along the Polish border, and now NATO is responding, and they got like 450,000 troops at the Polish border with Russia. They're not going to put up with it. The American and British and Australian weapons are devastating the Russian army. The Russian army is suffering from deserters, supply chains, inferior weapons, the intelligence gathering. I guess we're using satellites to help Ukraine. Here's where they're storing all the ammunition, because they have been very effective hitting the ammunition dumps, hitting the headquarters where the brass are, the leaders, the generals, the captains, and all that. Been very effective in taking those guys out. And they're even, I can't say they have air superiority, but they're able to fly and hit some targets. And I think today they said that they took out several aircraft targets, radar, anti-aircraft missile bases, and all that. They took all those out, so they can fly more readily whenever they want. Any kind of supply chain, they're disrupting. The troops run out of ammo, they run out of food. And if you believe what you hear from the Ukrainian side, the Russian soldiers are going into the town and they're looting. They're stealing the jewelry, they're stealing anything that's valuable, putting it in the tank, putting it on their truck, and trying to escape. Okay? They're even deserting. There's even some Russian troops and a unit, from what I saw on the internet, a unit has defected and is now fighting the other Russians in Ukraine. Crazy stuff. Well, I just hope they don't. They're ruining the country, to be honest with you. They're taking out all the infrastructure. I just hope they don't do this, have another Chernobyl over there, because that, the Chernobyl disaster was in Ukraine. Ukraine has a lot of nuclear reactors. And if they blow up another one of those, it's another 50-mile radius you're not going to be able to go to for hundreds of years. That'd be a disaster. So I hope they don't get involved with that. It can't be. Let's see. The weapons, the American-made missiles and the German missiles, the British missiles are right on target. I mean, they're better than artillery, and they can shoot and scoot, as they call it. Now, you see those trucks with, a dozen missile tubes on them. They can run in 40, 50 miles an hour, get within range, unload 12 rockets on predetermined GPS target systems, very accurate, within 50 feet or something even better than that. Unload the load of missiles, lock everything down, turn around and run away, 50 miles an hour. Really isn't a chance for them to fire back. By the time they locate where the rockets are coming from, the vehicle's gone. Very effective, shoot and scoot. The other thing is the morale. Zelensky is doing a good job keeping the troops pumped up. The troops are happy. They're getting good weapons. They're getting supplies. They're getting food. They're getting the ammo they need. And they're able to push the Russians out of the towns, even some of the towns that Russia annexed. Now, Russia wanted to annex the towns, so they claim that they're Russian territory, so that if you go in and you try to attack the Russian town, now, like I say, it's now a Russian town. It's not a Ukrainian town that the Russians are occupying. They're now claiming that soil is now Russian soil. So you're now attacking Mother Russia. Okay, so that whole game's going to play out here, and I just don't want us to get sucked in. If they do try to do something with Poland, it's going to get really ugly really quick. Okay, there's a lot of weapons that we haven't even seen yet. Very destructive, hypersonic missiles, nuclear, low-grade strategic nuclear weapons, where they can take out 3 square miles and just pollute just a small area and not have to blow up a whole city. So, like I say, I hope we don't get sucked into that. And what have we been in there now? 8 or 10 months? So in 8 or 10 months, we have to see how much longer this is going to go on. I mean, like I say, they're destroying the infrastructure. It's crazy. Well, let's get off of that topic, and I'm going to go to another downer topic here too. I did want to mention, I got word that another relative of mine passed away. Young man. Okay. I don't know the details of what happened. I know here in Pittsburgh we've been losing a lot of young people to gun violence. I think every night there's 2 or 3 people shot, and 1 or 2 die. Crazy. High-speed vehicle chasing kids in a stolen vehicle. Trying to outrun the police is never a good thing. Very seldom do you get away. I know some places they say the police are supposed to back off once you get the license number. But if the license number is a stolen car, what are you supposed to do? I mean, they're teenagers. Maybe they don't even have a driver's license. Carjackings are, I can't say they're commonplace, but they're happening here in Pittsburgh too. So it's crazy. We have to get control of this. There's a couple of people I know that work in downtown Pittsburgh. They haven't really been working there because since the pandemic, a lot of people worked from home. Well, what they're doing now is they have people coming in 2 days a week. So Tuesday and Thursday, or I don't know if you can do Tuesday, Wednesday, so you just go downtown for 2 days. And they're saying they don't want to get downtown. It's out of control. There's drugs on the street. There's vagrants on the street. There's very aggressive panhandling going on. They don't come up and ask you for money. They come up and they demand that you give them money. And it's not good. Same thing with if you stop at a intersection, somebody comes over and tries to wash your windows. If you tell them no, you don't want them to do that, they break the mirror off your car. What are you going to do? You can't get out. He don't care if you punch him or he's going to punch you. He's got nothing to lose. So if you don't give him money, he's going to break the mirror off your car. It's really sad what's going on. So that's why you got to vote. Let's get somebody in there who can come up with some ideas. I know that the one detention center for youths around here, they did close that. Now they're pushing really hard to get that open again, because what's happening if you're under 18 and you're caught for doing a crime, they arrest you, they bring you downtown, they book you, and they book a court date when you're going to go to court, and they release you to your parents or to your mom or to your grandmother, to a family member. They release you because they have nowhere to send them. The really violent ones have to be sent to a different county, to central Pennsylvania rather than western Pennsylvania, because they do still have some youth detention centers open there. So that's why the young people, there's no consequence to anything that they're doing. The drugs are horrible. Everybody's, not everybody, but there's a lot of opioids floating around, and fentanyl is the other drug. And they're also pushing for the marijuana. Now, as long as you don't abuse marijuana, it's not bad. And you have to take that with a grain of salt. It's better than drinking. You don't have to smoke it. There's lots of other ways you can do it. I know they have vape pens. They have things you can ingest, food and things like that with the marijuana in it, the TCP, I think it is. So, must be windy out. It's really starting to make a lot of noise. I think we're getting some rain. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that or not. I have a new microphone. I'm trying to block the sound, and with that, not to get all the background noise. So, I'll have to watch this after we're done to see if that worked. But very interested in your questions and things like that. So send in your questions. I'm going to try to answer all the questions. Don't be shy. I mean, I'm a big boy. I got thick skin. Let me know what you think. Hey, the other thing that's going on tonight, 1.6 billion. How about that? You got your Powerball ticket? I got mine. And I tell you what we did. Over at RJ Community Management, everybody chipped in $1. Some people threw in more than $1. I think there's 24 people so far that are in it. Wound up with $40. So we got 20 tickets. So we'll be checking those out at 11:07 tonight. I think the drawing's at 11. Is it 11:11? Maybe it is. I think it's 11:11 when the drawing is on. So maybe 11:15. We'll find out if anybody won. Tomorrow morning we'll know for sure. It's going to be the biggest news story. If nobody wins, another record jackpot. It's probably up to 1.7 million anyway. Because I was at the 7-Eleven, and there was a line, and I went to the market here, the local supermarket, and they sell lottery tickets there. There also was a line, and people aren't buying scratch-offs. They aren't buying one ticket. $10, $20, $50 tickets for the Powerball. So it's going crazy. So Powerball fever is here. I hope you have your ticket, and good luck. I hope somebody wins. It's crazy money, life-changing money for a lot of people. And we need it because I don't know if you've been following, they raised the rate. The Fed raised the rate again. So interest rates are going up. You know what I really can't understand? The politicians tell you that you have to get a living wage. Now, they want to raise the minimum wage, okay? But you can live on a wage that's fair as long as they don't take out a lot of taxes. So if you're making $15, $18, $20 an hour or more, they take out 30, 40, 50% of your paycheck goes to taxes. Now, not only do you have to pay the state tax, you have to pay the local tax, you have to pay the government tax, and the government's usually about what? 40%, 38%, 42%. You have to pay in your taxes in federal income tax. And so there's 40% of your pay already. So if you're making $15 an hour, you're really only taking home like maybe $8, maybe $7. And then the money that you have when you go buy something, you got to pay another 6% tax when you buy it. So it's crazy. How can they say, oh, you need to get a raise because you need more money? No. Lower the taxes. Why do you think it's fair for you to take 30% of my wages and keep it? Oh, you have to pay your taxes. You didn't get a chance to pay your taxes. They come and they take it. So lower the taxes, get out of our lives, leave us alone, and we'll be fine. Okay? When you come in, you take our money and you try to spread the money around to benefit you politically, that's wrong. That's money laundering the hard way, or the easy way, I guess, because nobody calls them out on it. They really don't. They're allowed to do whatever they want, and we'll see what happens. But if you just had lower taxes, now the the Powerball, or if you buy a high-end car, if you buy a Cadillac, a Lincoln, one of the other high-end cars, an imported car, a Porsche or something like that, there's even more tax on that. It's a luxury tax. So that's how they're getting the rich, okay? But the rich aren't playing that game. The rich have company cars where they write it off, and it's a company car. So you're not going to get the rich, okay? And when they say, oh yeah, we're going to tax, they want to tax natural gas. They want to tax gasoline. That's another thing. The gasoline, I can't understand about diesel. Diesel fuel is the easiest fuel to make. When you first process crude oil, the first thing you can get is diesel fuel. Then you have to refine the diesel fuel to get gasoline. Why is diesel $2 more than regular gasoline? It doesn't make sense to me. And if you look at the diesel fuel, okay, you can have a catalytic converter just for diesel and help with the pollution. But a diesel engine is a low RPM engine, doesn't go over 4,500, 5,000 RPMs, where these hot rods are going around burning 4, 5, 6, 7,000 RPMs. They're only getting 18 to 20 miles to the gallon around town. A diesel, 6-cylinder turbo diesel, gets around 30. Oh, one of the lights went out. Scared the hell out of me. All right, well, we still got light. We're good. That was a good pop there. I don't know what's going on. I didn't hear any lightning. But anyway, what else is going on? When I'm done with this, I'm going to go in and watch the World Series. The World Series is on. I don't know if you've been watching it. This is Game 6. Houston is winning. Well, they're not winning. Houston is up 3-2 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia's got to win 2 games in Houston to get the pennant. So it's going to be crazy. How do you win the World Series when you're playing away for the 2 games they need to win? It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough for them to pull this off. Let's see if they can do it. So I'm going to go in and watch that next. Again, with the diesel fuel, I think it makes perfect sense to try it, because the diesel will run on multi-fuel. It'll run on French fry oil. It'll run on corn oil. It'll run on all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to run on petroleum, okay? So if you want to have a vehicle that you don't have to charge, because you charge in the vehicle, something has to be burned to make the electricity to send it through the lines for you to charge your car. So don't tell me the electric cars All right, the electric car doesn't pollute, but you have to generate more electricity somehow in order to charge the cars. So I think it really doesn't save anything in the long run. And the other thing I had mentioned before is, what do you do with the batteries? Now you have 1,000-pound battery in the bottom of your car, and it might last 5, 6, 7 years, and it's going to cost you about $15,000 to replace, and you're going to have to pay a disposal fee. So what are you going to do with all these batteries? Tons of batteries, and I don't know if they're lead acid. I don't think they're lead acid. I think they're what's the one that burns when air gets in there? Lithium, something like that. It's crazy. Well, listen, from the last time and during the week, I got 5 questions that came in, so I'm going to go to the questions right now. And if you're watching the video and you like the video, give me a comment, send in a question, and like I said, we're going to have a promotion. We're going to have a drawing, and we're going to put all the subscribers into a hat. We're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to pull out a number, and that subscriber is going to win a free T-shirt, free shipping, with Mike's Garage logo on it. Beautiful, beautiful. I have T-shirts with it on there. They really came out nice, good quality too. Okay, question number 1. Let's see what it is. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse? I don't know how that, horses are mean. I don't know if you've ever been around a horse. When I was in, I got a story for you about that. When I was in high school, there was a guy named Sam. His grandfather had a farm, and they lived on the farm. And he had, I don't know, 6 or 7 ponies. He had 3 or 4 horses. A couple of the horses were retired race horses that he picked up just to have. The farm had goats, chickens, ducks, all the normal things that you see around there. And when you have all that kind of oats and different food for all these different animals, the raccoons show up too. So not only did you have the domesticated animals with the goats and chickens and ducks and the horses, you also had a donkey. That donkey was mean. The race horses were spooky. Any kind of a loud noise, they wanted to run. They didn't know what was going on. They thought they were going to run in a race. So they really had bad nerves, if you want to call that. So the horses were little, the ponies were little, but we weren't allowed to mess around with the ponies. Well, what we used to do is I used to take the school bus home from school, 9th, 10th grade, to Sam's farm, his grandfather's farm. We used to throw the books in the corner, and he was allowed to drive a Jeep. We were like 14 years old. 15 maybe. He had a Jeep, 4-wheel drive, surplus, World War II, Korean, whatever it was. And we would go drive down to the barn, and we had to change the hay in the stalls. Now, if you ever change the hay in a stall, especially for the horses, what they do is in the stall, the floor is tapered, and in the middle there's a depression, and if the horse goes to the bathroom, urinates or anything like that, it goes through the straw, runs down the clay into the hole, and the straw absorbs it. So when you went in, the straw all around was dry, but the one in the middle was wet, and they did it that way so the horse wouldn't be stepping in it, so he didn't have to stand in urine-soaked straw all day long. So we had to go in, get the horse, move him out of the stall, rake everything out of the stall, and put fresh hay down. Okay, give him a bag of food, put him back in. He was very anxious to get back in because he knew when he went back in, he was going to get fed. So you had to keep him out, take him out, lead him out, tie him up short so he couldn't get away. Take everything out, put the straw in, put the feed in, put him back in, take the lead off of him, and let him go. So we had to do that to all the stalls. It was like 9 or 10 stalls. So it took an hour or so. And what we used to do is we used to get the donkey. Now, donkeys are mean. They'll bite you. They'll step on you. They'll kick you. Kicking is what you don't want, okay, because they can really do damage. So anytime the donkey would turn around and try to put his back towards you, that means he was going to kick you. We used to run up and grab him around the neck because it was hard for him to turn and bite you if you were up close to him. And he would spin around trying to kick you to get you off of him so he could step on you or whatever he was going to do. So every once in a while we would sneak up on the donkey and jump on his back, and he would take off kicking and all that stuff and throw you off. But once you fell off, he would turn around and come back. Now he's going to step on you. So we were crazy, you know, and it was a good-sized donkey, but bigger than the ponies, almost the size of a horse. So we used to do that, torture him for a little bit, have some fun with him. Give him a couple carrots at the end or an apple. And they always enjoyed the apples and the carrots, so it was good. If you walked in there with an apple, he would come right over to you. And while he was eating the apple, he used to jump on his back. He would throw you off, and you'd run away. Well, anyway, they had a stream there. We used to drive the Jeep through the stream, go smoke cigarettes in the back because we were, you know, everybody smoked back in the day, in the mid '60s. So go have a couple cigarettes, drive around the farm in the Jeep. Feed the goats, feed the chickens, feed the ducks, chase the raccoons out, maybe set a couple of traps to get the raccoons. If we caught a raccoon, we would take it about 6 or 7 miles away to the other side of the reservoir and release it. And I swear to God, the same raccoon would come back 3 or 4 days later. They would find their way back to the farm. So it was, you know, it was just, you take them further and further, they still find their way back. But that was, you know, that's a high school thing we did. It was a lot of fun. The farm is a lot of work. Most of the barns are like 3-level barns. You go around the bottom of the barn, and the tractors are in the bottom, and the hay wagon is in the bottom, and all the equipment is in the lower level. The next level up, you go around the barn, and there weren't really any. I think there was a spiral staircase that I remember. But the barn had 3 different levels, and the ground went around where you could drive something in there. You could walk in. So on the bottom level, the back of the barn was all the farm tractors. You walk around this way, and the ground went up, and you could walk into the level where the horses were and take care of them. Then you went around the far side, and that went up to the 3rd level. And that's where they kept the hay and everything. And then there was a level on top of that where you could put extra hay for the winter. Anything you wanted to store up there, the bridles and things like that would be all the way on the top. So most of the barns were huge. There were 4 levels, and that's the way you usually stacked them. The straw was on the top, the animals lived on the second, and the bottom floor was for the equipment. Tractors, wagons, dethatchers, because they would move the horses from field to field because they would eat the grass, and it would get full of horse manure, okay? So you had to go in and let the rain and everything take that out of the way. You can't let them walk in the manure all the time. Okay, so I would rather fight a duck-sized horse, if that makes any sense. That was the question. Sorry for the long story. Okay, let's see what we got to do here. The best electric vehicle. That's question number 2. I don't know. Tesla's out there. That Chevy is coming out with some nice vehicles. They're a little cheaper. I know a guy, he just bought. Volkswagen came out. Their first one that came out. It was a Golf. It was an electric Golf, total electric. Had a battery in it that went 150 miles between charges. He just wanted to use it to go back and forth to work, to commute. I think he said it was like $33,000 list. They were having trouble selling them because it only had a 150-mile range. And he says it was even less if you ran the air conditioner or you drove at night because you had the headlights on. And if you had 2 or 3 people in the car, it even went less than that because now you're pulling extra weight. So anyway, he had a Volkswagen Golf, 150 miles, 33,000. They had it on sale for 28, and then it was like a $5,000 government give back on that. So he only wound up paying like 22, and he loves it. He says he only does like about a 9-mile commute each way to work. The charge lasts him all week. He puts the car in. You're not supposed to charge a vehicle unless it's down to like 25%. So you're not supposed to use the car, come home and plug it in every night. You're supposed to let the battery drain, and makes the batteries last longer. So you let the battery drain down to about 25%, and then you put it on a charge overnight if you have it at your house. Now, if you're out driving around and you get down to about 30%, 25%, you have to stop and hit one of those rapid charges. Now, they said that does shorten the battery life. By how much, I'm not sure. But I have a friend of mine has a Tesla with the dual motor, and a very fast car. And I do like the Tesla's best of all. He has like a 400-mile range. It's a little different driving because you step on the gas and you go, and you let off the gas and you slow down and stop. You do have a brake pedal. You don't use the brake pedal that often. And it has a big screen, and everything is on the screen. You swipe up, you swipe down. It gives you warnings and updates, and the GPS is always on about where you are exactly. It gives you traffic alerts, and it's a pretty nice vehicle. It's very comfortable to ride in too. When you unlock the car, the door handles pop out. The door handles are flat against the side of the car when the car is running or it's locked, so you can't grab the handle at all. And it's very quiet. But when you step on the accelerator, you can't call it the gas pedal. When you step on the accelerator, man, you're gone. So I guess I would give a thumbs up to Tesla. And you know what? I'm going to go off here on Tesla. Let's talk about Elon Musk. If you think that he bought Twitter just so he could have a conservative platform for conservative ideas, that's not why he bought Twitter. As a Freudian slip there. What you have to be careful of, what you have to realize is he's a smart guy. And I think he's going to turn Twitter into the Walmart of the internet. Okay? Now, Walmart's out there trying to compete with Amazon. And when you see Twitter, you say, hey, let's Google it. You're going to, hey, let's Twitter it. Or let's give it a tweet. Because he's going to have banking. He's going to shopping. He's going to be able to buy groceries. He's going to be able to buy a car. He's going to be able to get a mortgage. You're going to be able to do everything on Twitter. So if you got any money, invest in Twitter. He's a smart guy. He's not going to fail. Okay? That's just my thoughts on that. Because he did not buy Twitter to be a talk platform. So just that. All right, question number 3. Here we go. Favorite iPhone app? I'd have to say it's the navigation. If you wanna, and the voice, I have an iPhone. The voice assistance is great. So you go, hey Siri, I need directions to this place. And you call out the address. And maybe they give you 2 different options. And you say, yeah, I want to go to the first option. Boom. You get accurate voice descriptions. Don't turn at this traffic light. Turn at this stop sign about a mile down. Boom, it's perfect. Sometimes it tells you you've arrived and you're like 30 yards short, or you would have went 30 yards past it if you didn't see it. You're about to drive past it. But I think that's my favorite app, is the navigation app. I haven't tried the translator. I really don't need the translator to get involved with that, but they say that translator is really cool, where you can say something and it translates in a person. You can play it to the person you're trying to communicate with, and they can talk, and you can hear what they're saying. So that'd be cool too. All right, question number 4. Let's go to question number 4. Best place to vacation. Well, I like fishing. I like to go to the beach. I think it's a lot of fun to go to the beach and hang out. I'm not really a gambler. I do like to go to casinos, but just to people watch. And maybe I put $20 in a slot machine, but for the most part, I'm just watching. They have very good restaurants there. The food's reasonable. The hotels are reasonable. If you go to Atlantic City or Vegas, they do have some casinos here in Pittsburgh. The Rivers Casino, they have a lot of different shows there now. They just built a hotel down there by it, so it's growing in popularity, and a lot of people go there. So I'd say, let's say the Jersey Shore. I'm going to say that because you can go to the beach, you can go to a nice restaurant, you can go to the casino if you want. They have a great zoo down there in Cape May. I got some wild stories about the zoo also. But yeah, I think the Jersey Shore is my favorite place to go for vacation. Okay, that's a relaxing vacation. If you want to burn yourself out and you want to go to Disney, or you want to go to Seven Flags or whatever it is, it's crazy. You just run yourself ragged the whole time. Okay, never been on a cruise. Some people say the cruise is the best thing. You don't have to do anything and just ride around, food and drink, shows, hang at the pool. I guess that's one way to relax, okay? All right, ta-da. Let's get the band going here. Question number 5. Your favorite sport playing growing up? Well, let's see. I'm going to start off by saying hitchhiking. A friend of mine, Joe, we used to like to play golf. And we were like 12, 13, 14 years old, maybe a little older. And there was a couple really nice golf courses around. And you could go there and you can make $20 a day caddying, carrying bags. And if you did that on Mondays, you were allowed to go and play there for free. And you could make money by cleaning clubs. You can make money there by wiping down the golf carts. You can make money there working in the pro shop, putting clubs away, and stocking shelves if the guy liked you. If he didn't like you, you never got to go out on any kind of a caddy or anything like that. But that was fun. I always enjoyed playing golf. I still do. I don't have time to play as much as I want, and it gets pretty expensive to play. But that's one of my favorite sports to play. From when I was a kid to when I was an adult. Always look forward to trying to play some golf. Actually, we used to take a sand wedge and a couple golf balls down the beach. And if you were done with the beach and everything, you used to go way back in the sand where you weren't near anybody and practice your sand wedge. So it was always something to do with that. So that was fun. But you can really hear the wind kicking up outside. Okay. That was my favorite sport growing up. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. Still in touch with Joe. I was out to see him the other day. We're both getting old. Joe, if you're out there, give me a holler. TJ, I know you're probably in bed by now. It's past your bedtime. Ryan Harris and you guys, I'd love to hear from you. Give me some comments. Let me know what's going on out there on the West Coast. See how you guys are doing. Okay. Listen, that's pretty much what I have for tonight. Give me some comments. Send in some more questions for next week's show. Like I say, Saturday night. Stay off of the drugs. You know what? Go on YouTube and watch Philadelphia, the streets of Philadelphia now, the streets of LA. The young people just burned out, just wasting their lives. I don't know why we're allowing this to happen. People coming across the border. They really haven't mentioned that Nancy Pelosi's husband was, attacked by an illegal immigrant. I don't know. Let's make sure you vote. Most important thing, vote. Find out what the people want. Find out what they stand for. Check out their background, see if they're telling you the truth, and vote. Okay? That's all I have for tonight from Mike's Garage. Give me a comment. Look forward to hearing from everybody. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe. I need more subscribers, please. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Good luck on the Powerball. Hope you got a winning ticket. And if you do, don't forget about Mike. Thanks. Bye now.